what happens? Will I see a rainbow in the sky? Will I see 11:11? Will my specific person text me? Will I hear something on the grapevine about them breaking up with a third party? Is that what will happen? No, darling. So guys, I've got some suggestions for the Loz lesson today, but before I get into it, don't forget that thought transmission in love is dropping today in the squad. Whoop, whoop. So by the time you see this on YouTube, it will have already started. It is my groundbreaking 5-week extended course going on in the Subconscious Loz Squad, all about thought transmission in love. We did Thought Transmission 101, the basics, the science of thought transmission and how it actually works between you and others. And now we're deep diving into how it works in love and how to transmit the thoughts that make them love you. If you love my recordings, if you go over to my Thought Transmission channel and listen to the subliminals and the telepathic conversations between me and the mystery man and my sleep tapes, this is the course for you, because I'll be giving you 2 extra special recordings, a telepathic conversation and an affirmation for love recording, especially in this course, and you'll get them in the squad as part of your squad preview. Now, inside the squad, you get a preview of the actual course, which is the tasks and the teaching videos, plus you get those recordings. This is an extra special extended course that goes for the full 5 weeks of the month of July. In fact, it starts this week and goes into the full weeks of July, and then we start our challenge like the next day. So if you get in there now, you're going to get in for this, plus you'll be there for the start of the challenge. So guys, I highly recommend you go into the squad to do my courses, because you get support at the same time as doing the courses. If you just wait until this goes on my website, it'll be hundreds of dollars, plus you won't get the support of the squaddies and the mentors while you're doing it. You won't be able to ask questions of me on lives on a Friday. You won't have the mentor Mondays to ask questions. You won't have any help. The squad is a place for support, to support you when you're spiraling, when you're triggered, when you have questions, when you don't know what to do, and whilst you're doing our courses. So please come and join us in the squad right now for Thought Transmission in Love. It is going to be an extra special extended course with recordings, especially for you if you're not getting the love you want, if they're not showing up the right way, if they've blocked you, if they've ghosted you, if you're friends with benefits, if you're in a relationship and it's not the way you want. This is the course for you to transmit the right thoughts to them so they are different and your love life is exactly the way you want. All right, guys. Yes, so excited for this course to drop. Whoop, whoop. All right, guys. Let's get into this Loz lesson. So someone's written, what happens right before you get the manifestation? Nothing. In this Loz lesson, I'll teach you what that means. Guys, so many of you search and search and search and search and search and search and search for signs that your manifestation is coming, or you watch videos about what happens before it happens. If you are watching any coach on the internet who has a video that says, this is what happens right before your manifestation comes, they're bullshitting you, because they know that's a clickbait thumbnail. They know that you were looking for that, and so they made a whole video about it, and they're bullshit artists. I've even seen really reputable coaches making that crap. Nothing happens, guys. Literally nothing happens. That's it. However, you might feel different. Now, what do I mean by you might feel different? Neville Goddard talks about the indifference of manifestation, when you feel indifferent to something. Now, indifference means either way, you're just like, it's like a lack of care about it. You're not clinging to it. You're not fearing about it. You're not searching for it. You're not ruminating on it. You're not triggered by it. You're just like, a nothingness, a neutralness. Normally, in my experience of teaching this for the last 4 years, that's the feeling people get. Now, when would you feel like this normally in life about something, neutral about something? It's when you already have it. You don't search for it if you already have it. You don't look for signs about it if you already have it. You don't freak out about it and get triggered by it not being there if you already have it. You don't worry about it not being there if you already have it. So if you're already happily married, you're not searching around for signs that your man's going to marry you. You're already married. If you're already rich, you don't search for videos about how to become rich when you already are it. So the indifference comes from a place of having it already, knowing it is done. That's what Neville talks about it is done. Now, if you don't know it's done and you don't feel indifferent and you don't feel untriggered, unworried, unbothered, unfearful, then yeah, it probably won't be here. because you're not in the right state. Now, so many of you are going to freak out about that and say, oh, but I'm doubting it and I'm worried and I'm fearing. Does that mean it's not going to come? Now, I'm telling you right now, you could be in a fearful state and it will still come. You can be doubting it and it can still come, of course. But the better state to be in is the state of indifference and the state of it is done. That's when it comes faster. That's when it comes without a whole lot of you being anxious and worrying and anxiety and triggered. That's the ideal state. Now, not all of you are going to get in the ideal state, and that doesn't mean it's not going to come. I've had plenty of, manifestations happen where I still doubted, but I still got it, or I was fearful and I sorted it out. Now, normally when I fear something, it does actually manifest. I'm really sorry to tell you. That's how it works, and then I've got to unmanifest it. So if you want to stop yourself from having to unmanifest things, I would get out of the fearful state in the first place. Get out of the worried state in the first place. Get out of the doubtful state in the first place. That's the point of this. But so many of you want to stay in the old state you were in and then manifest what you want. It normally doesn't work that way. It's like saying, I want to be thin, but I want to continue binge eating. Well, how's that going to work? I want to be fit, but I want to not do exercise. Well, if you said that to a personal trainer, they'd be like, have you lost your mind? So if you say that to me, I want to still freak out. I still want to search for signs. I still want to check the 3D. I still want to drive past their house and stalk them. I still want to worry about the third party, but I'm going to imagine it's here. How are you worrying about a third party if you're imagining it's here? How are you stalking their house if you live together in your mind? How are you freaking out about their social media and who they're speaking to if you're married already in your mind? I just don't understand it, how you can be of two minds, guys. And so many of you want to be, like you desperately want to be. You desperately want to cling to the old you were, who was freaking out, fearful, doubtful, and also get your manifestation. I'm sorry, guys. It normally doesn't work that way. So in answer to this question, what happens right before the manifestation? You feel like it is done. Sometimes you feel a level of indifference. You feel a level of neutrality inside you, feeling like, you're not bothered, you're not worried, you're not fearful, you're not doubting. Now, you could still have some doubts, you could still have some fears, but you're not overcome with anxiety and fear. You have to get out of that state. Now, I'll use an example. In my life, when my mum went missing one time, I remember talking you guys through on a live how I was fearful that she was missing and possibly died or we'd never find her. But at the same time, I was having imaginal scenes in my mind, even with my eyes open while I was driving, searching for her, that she was okay. And I imagined seeing her, finding her face, my face, what I would say, how she'd react, whilst also fearful. But I really got myself into the state of, we're finding her, she's found. Not, oh my God, I'm freaking out. I wasn't driving around freaked out the entire time. I got my head together and lived in the end of her being found. Something happened to me 2 weeks ago that put me in a state of anxiety and fear. I had to get my head together, script what I wanted, really concentrate, block out the 3D to get what I wanted. Then I got what I wanted. But you guys don't do that. You allow your fearful thoughts to take over, you allow your anxiety to take over, your doubts to come over you. And then you want to be the servant of two masters. You want to be the anxious person who's fearful and doubtful, but also get your manifestation. I'm sorry, guys. It very rarely works that way unless you can get a handle on your mind. But so many of you don't want to get a handle on your mind. You want to be both. It's very difficult to be both. Right? It's really scary to me that you guys are so attached to the old you that you want to stay that old person. But you can't put old wine in new bottles, guys. Like new wine in old bottles, right? So if you think about, like, if I wanted a fresh glass of water, and this has been sitting here for 2 weeks and it gone disgustingly gangrenous and green and tepid and disgusting, and then I just poured fresh water in here, what would the water taste like? That's what you guys are doing when you want to cling on to your old fears and your old doubts and your old anxieties and you want a manifestation to come. You've got to tip all this out, guys. Fresh new water. Delicious. You can't have both. So many of you want to still be in the old state, talking about the old things, ruminating on the old stuff. And it won't be here. Then it won't be here, right? You've got to understand, the newer the state, the more you've changed, the quicker it'll come. Now, those of you who want to cling to your old fears or be doubtful during the process and want to believe that it will still come, sometimes it will still come, but guess what, guys? Then you've still got fearful thoughts, and sometimes they ruin what came along. So I'll give you an example. I have manifested people back before and then still held fearful thoughts and lost them again. So how many of you have thought you've transmitted the right thoughts to make them love you, got them back and then lost them again because you actually didn't get rid of the thoughts that you were transmitting them that were fearful? You weren't transmitting the right thoughts the entire time when you got back together. You were still transmitting old thoughts that they didn't want to be there. It's not the same as it was. They're not calling me babe yet. What does that mean? Do they want this? Maybe they're not as committed to me as I am to them. Maybe they don't love me anymore. Maybe I've done something wrong. Maybe they're upset with me. Maybe they don't forgive me. Maybe. Still transmitting subconsciously these old thoughts to them, not understanding that you're still doing it. Then you lose them again and then you wonder why. Because you haven't completely and utterly changed. You haven't tipped out the old version of you before they came back that lost them and replaced the fresh new water of you that knows they're loved, wanted and committed to. You haven't. You still held on to all this old water. And then you wonder why either you don't get your manifestation or you lose it. Are you guys getting this? So in this course, I'll go deep into what other subconscious thoughts you guys are still thinking that's either causing it not to show up and not manifest or to lose your manifestation or for it not to be the way you want. Like so many of you go, he's not the version yet that I want because you aren't deciding he's the version you want. It's you. It's all you. It's not them. I don't know how many different ways I can say if they're not the right version, if it's not right yet, if it's not the way you want yet, you're not right yet. You aren't thinking right yet. You aren't transmitting the right thoughts yet. You're still subconsciously sending the old shit. Oh, so it's all me. What the fuck? I've been here for 4 years saying it's all you and now you're blaming them for not being the right version. They can only be the version you think they are, subconsciously. Oh, but I am thinking he's new. Are you? Or are you still having fearful thoughts in the back of your mind constantly that he's not changed or he won't be changed or he will go back to the way he was or is this really too good to be true? Oh yeah, I am thinking this is too good to be true. Okay, so then it won't be true. What? What? So I can't get him back, think old thoughts, think it's too good to be true and him be different? No, he won't be different because you're still the same. You can't be the same, guys. I'm really sorry. Some of you are beyond fucking lazy. I was looking for a new employee last night. I found this person who was like my what is it called? Type A personality. This guy had put a whole lot of personality tests in a G drive for me. He put all his computer speeds and wireless speeds and he had pictures of his computer. He had an interview thing answering questions. He had a video introducing himself, showing his setup in his house because he'd be working remotely. He had put a whole portfolio together of all his work. It was literally a huge big Canva website and each page had its own Google Drive. That's how conscientious you guys need to be with your manifestation. This guy had literally put together a 15-page website and each page gave me a Google Drive full of previous work. And that guy put that much work in to getting a job. You guys put less work into your manifestation than you do for a job interview, some of you. And you expect it to be here and then when it comes back for it to stay. No, you have to be like that guy. You have to fully put all the work in. All the G drives have to be full of the new thinking. The website has to be showing me the new you, the one I want to employ, the one your specific person wants to stay with. Have you created the new website of you with 15 pages worth of what you are worth? Have you got the little interview video introducing the new you to me? So I'm the employer, I'm your SP, and I've come back, or I'm a new SP. Are you presenting to me the fully formed new you, presenting to me your portfolio of goodness and worthiness? All the thoughts you now think that show me that you're worthy of me being a new version? Are you giving me all the instructions for me to be the version you want? Have you put a dossier together of the life you expect? No? Well, I'll just turn up thinking I'm very unimpressed. I was so impressed by this guy. I think he literally told me this morning he works on US time. I think I'll still employ him because he was so great. He gave me such a good first impression. He'd put so much work in. How much work are you guys putting in? And you guys are expecting to get employed by your SP. Like, I know that sounds like, oh, well, are they making the choice? Well, a lot of you think they're making the choice. A lot of you don't get that they're holograms of you and they're your mirror. And a lot of you are thinking they're making choices because you don't get this. So guess what? When you don't put the work in and you haven't changed, the choice they'll make is, I don't want you. Or the choice they'll make is, I'm not fully committed. Or the choice they'll make is, we're still friends with benefits. I'm sorry, because you are giving them that choice. You haven't got this yet. You aren't transmitting the right thoughts, so they can't be different. You're thinking they're making their own decisions, so they are. You're thinking they have free will, so they have it in your mind. So in answer to this question, what happens right before you get the manifestation? You've changed. That's what happens. Have you fucking changed, person who asked this question? Or are you asking me for signs to look for? Or what you're going to see in the 3D before it happens? You're not going to see shit, darling. What you're going to experience is a new fucking you. But you haven't changed yet. That's why you're asking these kind of inane questions. What happens? Will I see a rainbow in the sky? Will I see 11:11? Will my specific person text me? Will I hear something on the grapevine about them breaking up with a third party? Is that what will happen? No, darling. You're just changed. Have you fucking changed? No? Then your manifestation won't fucking be here. Or if it does show up, it'll be half-assed and it won't stay. Or it'll be half-assed and it won't be the version you want. Or it'll be half-assed and it will blow up in your face. Oh, so what you're teaching me is I have to have a completely new self-concept to have a completely new reality and a completely new specific person and a completely new love life. And I need to transmit the right thoughts to them. Otherwise, they'll show up the same. The fuck do you think I'm teaching you? Oh, I was just hoping you were going to say, I'm going to see 11:11. Or this will happen and then it will come for sure, for definite. I can't tell you anything for definite. And if anyone's giving you some absolute, like I literally saw a manifestation coach that started way before me that I respect doing one of these right before your manifestation comes, these 3 things will happen video. And I was just like, this girl must be scraping the barrel. She must be losing money. I don't know what's going on. She would never back in the day have done a video like this because she's a reputable coach. I was like, what's happening? Be careful what you're watching, guys. You're watching things for clickbait. You're watching things because you're desperate. If you haven't changed, it won't be here. If you aren't different, you aren't sending different thoughts. At the end. Yes, that's the coach I'm talking about. Right, guys. Are you getting it yet? There aren't any fucking signs. You're the sign. I'm my own sign. Have I changed? Can I see in the mirror that I've changed? Have I got new thoughts? Am I transmitting new thoughts? You're the sign, guys. The sign's you. Stop looking for fucking signs. Look in the mirror, that's the sign. Look in the mirror and think to yourself, am I thinking different about myself? No? Well, then it won't fucking come. Guys, if you had your manifestation, you wouldn't be looking for signs. Exactly, darling. All right, guys, are you getting this? If you're not getting this, if you're not understanding how to change, if you're not understanding how to transmit the right thoughts, if you can't even figure out what thoughts you currently have that are causing them not to turn up the way you want, or not to come back, or not to stop ghosting you, or not to stop being in friends with benefits, or the fact that you're losing money, or don't get the job, or don't have the life you want, or the life you want, then come and join us for Thought Transmission in Love, starting today in the squad, where I will teach you the right thoughts to think, to transmit to them, that make them love you, that make you rich, that make your life the way you want it to be, to make anything in your reality be the way you want it to be, because you are sending the right thoughts. You're using thought transmission correctly. All right, guys, make sure you follow me here on TikTok. Also, subscribe on my YouTube, and I'll see you in the spot. Bye, guys.